it to me.
Mariah. Flip mode squad. Yeah. So beautiful. I knew you was gonna give me that high note.
Delivering the simplest fast. Usually driving.
So it's like in the car, anywhere I go, everywhere.
Global Radio 99.5 FM. Best mix of R&B. And home of the Steve Harvey Morning Show. Love Jones. It's Love Jones. Check us out as we combine our hit music with a love story. Live with Candy. It's Love Jones. Call in and participate at 326-0271 on Global Radio 99.5 FM.
Ladies and gentlemen, Refugee Camp presents
For all relationships, for regrets, for disagreements, for breaking up and making up, for all those out there jonesing for love. It's Love Jones right here, right now on Global 99.5. Good morning. Good morning, one and all. Isn't it a wonderful Wednesday? Welcome. It is, of course, the very best mix of R&B music. We are home of the Steve Harvey Morning Show. We're Global 99.5 FM. It is another new edition of Love Jones this fantastic morning. Before I do anything, let me go ahead and throw the contacts as well as our media outlets out there to you. You can go ahead and watch on Global's website. You can do that live via Facebook. You can watch the videos a little bit later on if you'd like on Love Jones Crew on our Facebook page, as well as we're streaming live. You can listen in, obviously, for your radio dial at 99.5. 812-1787 is your text and WhatsApp, along with 431-8497. And live in studios is 326-0272. Good morning, Mikey. How are you this morning?
Everything good. How you doing?
I'm all right. Dee's on the way. What you
got for us today?
Let me begin by firstly saying that reference to our conversation yesterday, we had a lot of feedback, but in particularly the lady that initially wrote in, she hit us back up, and she's saying that she had a lot of value that was placed in it, and not just giving her a whole other viewpoint as to the behavior, the consideration of how it ill affected her relationship with her husband, as well as perhaps her child. So, that felt good to know that she got some stuff from that. Good morning. Good morning. Why wasn't it?
She lied. You listen to the show?
He wasn't here.
You listen to the show? No.
So how you?
I didn't catch up, bro.
Stop writing the flamingo, because I think that's what happened. Listen, did anybody else hear it? Because it's been ablaze all over social media. The flamingo.
No, what is that?
Well, what happened was apparently Bannister. He's been doing quite a bit of social media stuff anyway, prior to the election date being called and whatever else like that. So he put out a voice note, and it's in reference to the fact that election has been called on the 10th, and in reference to what happened with the Royal Defense Force on the 10th of May 1980 some years back, the Flamingo, and talking about how every time the date comes around, there's a memorial service, a remembrance for those that lost their lives during the attack and all of that stuff. And so there was an issue as to why that date would be called. It was disrespectful to the families that would be going through. So that should not have ever happened.
Okay, do they still do stuff on that day?
Absolutely.
Okay. He actually, I don't know if it was him or someone else, but someone actually posted a picture of the
boat itself and the names of the persons that were recovered.
Divers, like around the boat trying, and they posted the names of the seamen and the able seamen and all of them lost their lives.
Yeah.
But I mean,
and then he went ahead and he posted, and the voice note, and he said, "Well, you don't care. We get the flamingo, and it did get blown up on the tent, as in TNT." And I was like, my thing about it is this. Monty, you laughing, man. I don't have a problem. I mean, and that's one of the things that I want to talk about today, if possible, right? I don't have an issue for me in reference to free speech. I think it's something that great nations obviously was built
But
on.
you need to know how to speech.
Hello?
It's me. You're looking
Can you hear me?
Yes, I do that. You need to know how to speech. You can't put on a voice note as a.
You hear that? And see, he's saying it and he's trying to be
Yes,
facetious,
right.
right? But the voice, I have no problem. And of course, we know that there's certain dialect that comes with our different islands. But I know a lot of quote unquote islanders that enunciate and pronounce the way that they're supposed to.
Properly.
And they want to make sure that they are sending a serious message and they're taken seriously. So they make sure that what it is that they say is going to be taken as such and given the respect. And so therefore they deliver it in a particular way.
Even if all the words aren't pronounced exactly correctly,
You understand the message.
You see it and you take it seriously because of.
But at some point, there has to be some kind of responsibility when it comes to, you know, in Insight, we talk about there are certain people that have the mic, right? We talk about pastors having the mic. We talk about DJs, having the microphone. And obviously politicians,
Right.
they are the main holders when it comes to, you know, the microphones. Obviously now, trying to take some of that power. I think that's why social media has come up the way it has, so that other people on the outside of those brackets can be allowed a way to say
voice
what it
their
is that they
opinions.
need to say, voice their opinion and be heard. And there is a much greater level of difficulty to silence the people because now the information is there. It's on the highway and it's no going back. But I think there's a responsibility. We talked about that. If you are in a particular field, there's a greater responsibility for you than, say, the average Joe. And him being on the radio and having a show and having things to say and delving into politics and all of that. Come on, man. Seriously? So now the message just kind of right over the head.
Yeah.
And it became like the what was it? Not the sausage, the
salami.
The salami. Really? But you can't blame Dad. Dad ain't in radio. He just he was just doing the thing.
Yeah, he was just there.
But that was crazy. I just know.
But I mean, let me ask. I mean, and I don't want to turn this into that type of a show, but do you see a problem with the date that was called for the election?
My thing is this, just like we just finished talking about the greater responsibilities that have to be had. I think if that is something that you know, those are your servicemen. They are your people. The people that have been left behind, the children, the grandchildren that were affected by that. There should be some consideration. I mean, I know the scale is much different. And forgive me if it sounds as if I'm belittling, but I'm not. It's like 9/11. Can you imagine if an election were ever called?
I was thinking the same.
That would be the greatest political faux pas in life, and it would definitely not be had. It's not on that scale, but for those people,
It is.
it is. They lost people that they loved, and I don't care how long ago it was,
And
it
I
still
think-
has an indent on them.
And I think it's a big deal in the military community as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. The
They
defense
serve us every day.
See, the police officers may not feel it as much, but defense officers, they're
knew those
squaddies,
people,
they're co-workers, they're senior officers, they're junior officers, the officers that they trained, with.
Yeah.
They would be they'd be a bit perturbed by
Absolutely.
like call it on the
So
11th, call it on the
it's
9th.
not important as to how we feel. I mean, does the date resonate? Not at all. I mean, there's such a thing as respect, and if no one else knew, that was something that he should have
Checked.
delved into. He should have checked. He should have made
Or
certain.
when he
realized
when he
time
went to
to go
announce the
back.
date, someone else, because it may not have been prominent
with
in
so
his
much
mind,
going on.
with so much going on.
An
but
advisor
someone-
should have made
right,
certain-
should have been like, sir, just as a
1 minute.
yeah,
Would you
as a
please? And if it meant some kind of embarrassment to him by going back and saying, I do apologize,
Swallow
I
the
think
environment.
that would have been taking it into consideration. The respect that was had. I'm going to go back and say, I'm big enough to say that I made a mistake and I'll call another
He could have
date.
said, look, I reference to the date, the May 10th date. I just realized that is also the date for the memorial for the defense officers who died at the Flamingo in 1980, whatever.
I
So
remember-
I will not call the election on this date, but we'll call it on this date.
Right.
I remember hearing about it.
In all honesty, I didn't even remember. Sorry, Mike. I didn't even remember that. I didn't remember it because I'm not close to it. I have no.
The thing is, it's something that's ingrained in our history.
Mhm.
It is now. Yes.
Mhm.
And you know, I remember hearing about it. And the thing is, like, you know, watching TV and all that stuff, like you in the military, it's like a fraternity. So it's like you're a police officer, so you understand what
I want you to believe that.
You see what I'm saying? So you're saying it's probably not a big deal for police officers, but
No,
I think some
meaning-
No, as
some
and he's
police
just saying
officers
it's
I feel
important.
it's
Yeah.
a big deal as
Okay,
well.
it's like this.
Meaning that if they're not,
If it
on
was
the
police
defense force-
officers, if it was
right.
police officers,
Right,
the
right.
police officers would have been more touchy about it.
Right.
The defense force, I can assure you, they are a bit
it's an
salty
issue.
about that.
Absolutely.
They are.
Well, I mean, I mean, I don't want, you know, 'cause we're 20 minutes into the show already, and we're still talking about it. But the thing is, I just don't know. But how big is our defense force as far as numbers? As far as do you have an
The
idea?
police force is like 39, almost 4,000 now. So I think the defense force is about 20 something to 3,000.
Okay,
maybe
so
about 30
that's a good amount.
Absolutely. And I'll check it. And growing every day.
Yeah, going.
Okay.
But they just
Growing
had two
every day.
squads, I think, graduated.
But not only that, I mean, it's something, God forbid, but it's something obviously that could happen again. And so
Definitely.
it's always, you know, fresh in your mind of the risk that these people take. It's just like the
Daily.
military in the States. I don't think we realize it. We see the uniforms. We know people that are, you know, hey, good morning, Nita. You know, we know people that are on the force, but I don't
Nita
think
can tell
that
us
we
the amount.
absolutely get it. You know, for them, every day we're not aware of when they go on these night missions. We're not aware of when they take time from their families weeks at a time on the island doing protecting. These are people
islands
that
are safe.
sacrifice
The eyes are safe.
themselves
When you're out there
on the
water,
sea. That's what I'm saying. And
it's very
so
scary.
it's a sacrifice all the time, whether we know it or not. And people say a lot about police officers, but they're taking a risk every time they jump in their squad car. They're taking a risk every time they jump in the bike. They're a risk just by putting on the uniform.
Thank you. That's what I was going to say.
You know
And
what
when
I'm
they take the uniform off, they still
It's still at
face
risk.
that risk because persons know these officers' faces.
And so it's an issue. So I'm saying I don't know if we have appreciated our servicemen as we should. And I think this now goes, you know, right along in line with that lack of respect
Definitely.
and lack of appreciation. So like you said, we don't want to hog up the entire
No.
time, but I just think it was something made for notation, the
Yeah.
responsibility of that as well as that. Good morning. Welcome to Hump Day. We've veered off of our C courses a little bit, but I think it was worth the convo. How are you? What's up?
Hey, what's going on?
Right here. What's
How I know
good?
this is him.
Look here, I got to put in my input on this, see?
Yes.
What's up?
But somebody made a statement on Facebook this morning about all these people on here. Now they making noise about this
The May 10th?
the whole May 10th thing with the HMBS and all that.
Mhm.
And my thing is, they was like, you know, how many of y'all have ever attended any memorials or anything like that? That's not the point.
No, it's not. Right.
That's not the point. The fact is that you had 4 servicemen who were killed in the line of duty.
Absolutely.
By-
Protecting our country.
Right.
Right, defending our country. And so, I mean, how many thousands of people were killed on 9/11? And there's
Exactly.
memorials, and we don't attend them or anything.
But you
like
still
that.
feel the
It's-
pain and the respect that goes with that.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So you remember. So it's like you know, me personally, I feel that election should not be on May 10th.
Hmm.
They should still use that day. I mean, now what they could do is they could have made election like on May 9th, because then now you will have a lot more people mourning on May 10th.
Right, because now the recognition as to because of what has happened, a lot of people that weren't aware are now aware, and I think it's
No,
going
but
to
I
be
think
that
the
much
only
more
reason-
meaningful.
The reason they can be mourning on May 10th is because of the fact their party lose.
Get off my line, please. Thanks. You come on. You just get out.
Anyway, I'll sit back and listen attentively to what y'all talking
Absolutely.
about. this morning.
Thanks very much for the input. Absolutely. If you're just tuning in, this is Love Jones on Global 99.5. We came off topic, but I think sometimes it's important, you know, to tackle some of the issues that are definitely out there and that's being talked about on a national scale. So there was that. Well, since we're talking about social media, and that's pretty much how this began, can I ask you guys' opinion in reference to social media? How, if any, is it ineffective to love relationships? How we build, how we destroy? Has it become better since social media has popped up? Has it become more difficult? Has the temptation been greater? Like how are we looking at social media when it comes to building love relationships and the messages that we receive from it?
Social media is the devil's tool.
Just how you primed up, I was like, here we go.
I think you got to be careful with you got to be careful with social media.
Very much
the
so.
reason is because, you know, myself, I've scaled back on posting a lot of personal stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I post some stuff about personal growth or whatever. You know, I'll get a message like, you gonna do something? You want to talk about
Yeah, do you need some Indian hemp?
You know?
Like what's going on with you? Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and even like, and just to give you an idea, you know, I really scale back because like how I travel, you know, people watch you.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to say I'm in somewhere and then, you know, my family's here.
They're
You see what I'm saying? So I've really scaled back on posting a lot of personal stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you've got to be careful with social media.
For
Like
me-
I'll post something when I come back and say I was there.
Yeah.
But you
You know what I'm
back now, so it's straight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Why do we feel the need to always, like, even on WhatsApp though? I mean, and I don't get me wrong, WhatsApp is a great tool for keeping and connect with your people,
Yeah.
even your loved ones. But at the same token, why is it that we're emotionally driven as people, right? And then being emotionally driven, we run immediately to WhatsApp to make your status match. You go to on Instagram because you want people to read it. You want people to say, well, what carrying on with you? Well, how come? Well, what do you do? When you say, you know, I'm a rider, but you ain't blah, 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 blah. You want people to see that.
Yeah, people to feed
And you
into
want
you.
people to feed into it. You want people to respond to it. Why are we so hype on always being in social media when it pertains to the things that should be the most personal to us? And that's our relationships. When did it become okay to air all of your dirty laundry, so to speak?
Because we always want to be viewed as the victim, and we always want someone to pacify us and make us feel as though what we've done, no matter how ignorant it is right. I've lost 2 relationships because of Facebook. 2. And yeah. And so I closed my Facebook account. I mean, you can still go in there and find my picture.
Right.
But my account
is closed.
And people like, you don't know. No. Nuh-uh.
They
Why
make you
you
feel
don't
like some
know?
kind of like
Leper.
alien if you don't have Facebook. Because people used to ask me, what's your Facebook or what's your hashtag? Yep, my what? Hash browns. I don't
had
know.
breakfast.
I just and I had a golden. I just, to me, I get it, and I think social media is an awesome tool for a lot of other things. But I think when it comes to your relationship, when it comes to your marriage, when it comes to certain things with your children, I agree. I think you have to be very careful about the information that you put forward.
No, you got to be careful.
Whatever happened to what happens behind closed doors? I mean, we just don't do it anymore. I'm all for. You remember that challenge that went forward? It was a couple of months ago, and it said, if you ain't have nothing to hide or you ain't cheating, put your spouse's picture as your WhatsApp profile picture and whatever. Big broke down all over Nassau.
Yeah, definitely.
All over the place. It was so many things happening. I remember us getting a lot of WhatsApp saying, "Oh, well, he didn't put my picture. That must mean that he's dealing with many different women." No, it was a challenge, that came up. No, it was on WhatsApp. It was on WhatsApp.
Oh.
Do you remember the one that came over about the frog? It asked you some questions, and if you got the questions wrong,
You had to put up the
then you had to change your profile picture to the frog or whatever.
Right.
So that was that. Right after that, I posted it in group, and I said, I wonder if this is going to be an issue. And I think LaFrance also said so. And it was saying that if you have nothing to hide, if you're living that kind of life, and the person that you say you're with is the only person you're with, then put them as your profile picture. So instead of your picture, instead of sunsets and all of that, then you'd put your wife, put his girlfriend or whatever the case may be. And some people refused to do so. So the question came forward was, what's the big deal? If you're committed to whom it is that you're with, then why wouldn't you be able to put their face there? What's the problem?
Misery love company.
Why is it?
Misery loves company. If okay, let's say I put up my girlfriend's picture.
Right.
If I have a bitter ex, or if I have someone that wants to try to pursue a relationship with me who I've been shutting down, you now know who I'm dealing with. So you could go and you could spew all kind of garbage and whatever. And people say, oh, but they ain't gonna never meet. Right now, it's so small.
It is.
So somehow somebody they can buck. And
I
people
just do
problematic. I ain't gonna do it. People just problematic, and I just don't be able to
I
stress.
understand the point. I guess it's somewhat of a tester, but my thing is, if you have to do something such as that to test your relationship, I think it speaks a lot. Exactly. Yeah. And you could put my face there. That don't mean nothing. You could block everybody else and my face. I'm the only one that sees my face. Duh. Yep. I mean, think about it. So what? I could be on the side of a milk carton. That don't make me missing.
Point again.
Do you understand what I'm saying? I think people are putting far too much stock in the things that they have posted.
Like, sorry, for before social media was for like celebrities to be able to reach out to their fans, like candidates to be able to talk to their constituents and whatnot like that, to get feedback and to just stay in contact, to make your followings bigger. But nowadays it's used as a tool to destroy people, to manipulate people, the videos to debase people, to like really.
It's amazing. It's amazing. It's so amazing that you have to be careful what you say, what you do.
Everything.
Yeah, because everybody's recording and everybody don't think nothing about posting it. You
nothing.
Know what I'm saying? So
nothing is private anymore.
You gotta be careful, man.
So then you have to ask the question. It goes back to something that you said a few minutes ago. Then the question has to be posed. Is it a respect and a love for your relationship if you post pictures of you and your person all over the place, Facebook, WhatsApp, whatever, or refraining from doing that gives you a better opportunity to succeed in your relationship because you are persistent about keeping things private and personal?
My parents I don't even think my parents have.
Do they even email?
No. They don't even write letters no more. My parents don't have Facebook, nothing. I don't think my mom even know what a Facebook. She have a WhatsApp, and that's because my sister set it up for. My daddy on the next hand. Who? My dad don't have a smartphone.
What for?
And they've been married for almost 40 years.
So has social media become a distraction to time that we can actually put into our relationships?
I think the devices plus the social media has taken away from the human experience.
And the immaturity of the experience away. Who use it.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it has taken human experience away. I mean, it's amazing. And just the other day, my daughter was on the 3rd floor and she texted me.
Cold cut.
I was on the 2nd floor.
That's like that commercial when...
All I was, Daddy.
Yeah, no, put the phone. And the fact that she...
and me a full text about. Yes.
Yes, and the fact that she knew that you would even have your phone on you to do that. But I remember one time ago...
Mike said, me
a fool. I text about... But at the same token, we don't draw lines anymore. Our relationships aren't sacred anymore because even so, regardless of work or whatever, I remember one time ago when you would come home though and you'd put your phone away. You put it on charge, right? You'd put it down and now it becomes about I spend time with my people. I spend time with my children. We sit now, we eat together. Whatever happened to family time? Whatever happened to spending time? Where did it go?
The sad thing about it is, on that note, on what you said just now, something just clicked to me. I think people are so caught up in the belief that their mate is cheating. Let me finish. When you do that, because I used to do that.
What?
Like if I'm in a relationship,
put it down.
Yeah, when I get with my mate, I put my phone down. I put it on charge or I put it on the dresser or whatever the case is, and I leave it. I'm with you. If the phone rings and I look at it and then I put the phone back down, so I ain't answer the phone. Who that is?
Wow.
It's like who it is irrelevant. I'm here with you. That's the reason why I didn't answer my phone.
That's what I'm saying. So has it warped us to the place where even when something positive is being done and even when the time is being given, you still don't get the kudos for it? I don't. And that's what I'm saying. We've become so twisted as people. We've become so twisted, and the things that we continue to get via social, but by this, by that, it feeds those erratic beasts that have become so prevalent in our society. Like me personally, people always ask me, so you ain't in nothing there. You don't never even post nothing. I never see a picture of you and your people up. You don't ever put nothing on Facebook. Why you need to know? Right. I know why. I don't need a reminder via pic.
No. And y'all don't need to know a bit like that, really, you know.
As I'm saying, so why cannot things just be private? I think maybe if we go back to the private settings on our relationship, and having less people involved, less people
The wishes
to
will
talk
last.
about, maybe they will last a little bit longer, less input of everyone else, less thoughts of what people think about who you've chosen, less thoughts about this and that.
Less comments about girl, why you
Less,
with him?
yeah, less comments about your pictures and what he's wearing, what you're wearing. Is it tight? Is it loose? Is it? Do y'all look good together? Y'all have pretty children.
If the dude close too tight, we can, right? You need to.
You hush.
Yeah, that didn't make no sense.
Yeah, but
It just, do you understand what I'm saying? To me, it's just gotten to a whole other place where it just has to stop. Everything we do, if we go to a restaurant, it gotta be on Instagram. You gotta let people know where y'all were out. If you're so busy taking shots and videos and you
How are you
posting
spending
it,
time?
how are you spending time and enjoying who it is that you're with?
taking a picture of your food.
Yeah. And you timing it before you do it, and a tilted left, baby.
Yeah.
Look at the
My-
escargot.
Put the drink closer.
My,
so
current,
they can
my
see.
current situation.
But yes, that's exactly what it is. My current sitch. Like seriously, like really.
If you
come on.
my thing is if you go like let's say like you go to let's say Dino's for a Kong salad.
Right.
That's different. You and the person just hang up. You just pick a picture of the Kong salad just to tease people. That's whatever.
Yeah.
But if you go like to a dinner,
And
a
that's an
nice
intimate
setting, you all get dressed up.
You
Put on your
talking.
nice perfume. You
What's
put on your
the
nice
problem?
cologne. You put on the expensive watch, the expensive one, the expensive one.
Dispenser.
Yeah, and you all go over Atlanta or something to have a nice dinner, just the two of y'all. You stop in the middle of dinner and conversation. You cut out all that. I gotta put this on Facebook. I gotta so they
What for?
can, right? Why?
You're there. You know what's happening. You don't need. I mean,
People
to
are.
me,
It's
just
what's sad about
gotten
this
to the
is
place
people
of
have
ridiculousness.
actually gotten to the point of if they're on an anniversary dinner, if they go out for their anniversary, they are with their spouse celebrating the day that they married this person and committed this person to God as their partner for the rest of their life. They will stop in the middle of dinner as they go into the hotel room. You see, we celebrating. And the next, the husband, he go, hi, what's up? And I think in his mind, he's like, why this woman will put this phone down? I want to go in this bed.
No. Because stop being a donkey and laughing and grinning for it. It's
Maybe
about
they say
putting-
happy wife, happy life. That's what they say.
Yeah.
That's what they say. I ain't say that.
How much letters we had that said that?
I listen to me. I ain't say that. That's what they say.
My point is, put your foot down.
And that's what my point is.
Put your foot down. And even that, when we're at home,
Put your phone down.
put your phone down. I mean, I understand that sometimes it's business. I get that.
Check it when the calls come through. Look at the
And
phone.
sometimes it's whatever, but where do you draw the line? I know some people that literally when they get home through dinner, cooking dinner, they on the phone, they text and they put it down for a minute to stir the pot. When they're in the bed with the person, instead of kind of talking with them and finding out how the day was and conversing as you should to like create those bonds, they on the phone. Yeah, Facebook. Yeah, Yahoo. Like what? Like what is your problem?
I
Are we
think-
that afraid to be alone with each other?
I think the worst experience I've had with something like that. No lies. We's in the middle of doing handling business.
Say what?
We's in the middle of handling business. Driving the car.
No, I think we can understand.
Yeah, I think we get that.
And the phone got off. And they was like, hold on, give me a minute.
Was it the child? Death?
I don't know what it was. But
I'm just saying-
I know afterwards I
Like I
left.
said, we've lost human experience. It's crazy. I mean,
What is it that we're afraid of?
can you imagine? Like,
We're afraid of connection, I assume.
But isn't that the whole point of human beings? Isn't that the
Yep.
is that
And
what we crave?
I don't wanna,
What?
beat my beige better, right?
There we go.
But no, but remember when we were talking about when he's talking about what is it?
Detachment?
The detachment, yeah.
I think a lot of people are subconsciously in that state of detachment, and that's why they stay so attached to social media and all the rest of it, because to them it's a safe haven. Whereas with a mate,
Flesh and blood person.
right? With a mate, it's like that reality is too
It's
evident,
too much to handle.
and the possibility of the hurt and all the rest of it scares them. But the reality of it is you can't have anything that is successful or that is even meaningful without running that risk of you have to put the phone. Look at the persons who've been married for 30, 40, 50 years. They didn't have social media. They didn't have all of these interruptions that we experience nowadays, and their marriages lasted.
That's an interesting way to put it, an interruption.
That's what it is.
I mean,
They didn't
'cause
have these things.
won't all the stuff be there? It's going to be there anyway. So why is it that you can't press pause to actually put into something that is supposed to be meaningful to you?
Because
We don't even. When was the last time you heard of someone actually writing a letter? Like,
I do all the time. I love writing letters. I think I can express myself better because I'm actually able to
think about what you want to say.
yeah, and the emotions are at a level where I'm able to use logic as well. You see what I'm saying?
That's true.
When
Because
you
when you talk,
when you're talking and you're trying to get
The
your
words
point
come
across,
out?
and the
It's
other person's
different.
trying to make you understand their point as well, and it turns to a water making contest.
yeah,
Nothing's resolved, or hardly ever anything is resolved.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So writing a letter, I think it's a perfect avenue to
That
go
I
about
never-
expressing your feelings.
I never thought about that.
writing?
I write poetry, but I never.
But
I
that's
never.
a great way of expression as well.
I know, but I mean, I never thought about the letter thing. Like, if there's something that you want to say to your spouse, if you write a letter,
We've talked about that before.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
something that I also like to do, and people be like old fashioned. But I don't just shoot one voice note. It's
And it's amazing because you have so much clarity as far as you have so much clarity as far as what you want to say.
because
In
you
a letter.
take
So
your
you can think
time.
Because you're writing a letter and you're saying while you're writing and
You're
you can-
taking
when
your
you
time,
read- when you
you
actually
read
look
back
back and
over
read
it.
that letter, you'll be like,
That. It's so much more depth to it.
and there's
No
no
interruptions.
there's no interruptions because
The
just
phone ain't dinging as you're trying to
even if
voice
you phone
note.
ding it, you could silence the phone. You could cut
No,
it
you
off
put that over there, and you can actually sit down with a piece of paper and a pen,
and just
and you can actually think
Let
and
the
just
thoughts.
let the words take a life of their own. No worry of an inflection. You said it this way, or the tone was a little too high or a little bit too low. Nothing of that sort. And then you also force that kind of intimate moment with the person you give it to
Correct.
as well, because then they have to be in
They
a
have to pay
quiet
attention.
space and they have to pay attention, and they actually have to read through it and possibly read over it again to make sure that they have understood exactly what's being said. So I just think that we really need to start getting into deeper exercises, into tapping back into the human aspect of things. Everything nowadays, I get it. We live in an evolving time, ever-changing times. I understand that, and these tools are what we use to gain connectivity. But in a way, they've caused us to
Disconnect.
lose and disconnect as well.
yes.
Isn't it crazy?
I was gonna say that.
It's the thing that attracts or repels. A lot of times it comes under the same premise. It's supposed to be, all of these things that we have is supposed to be a way of us of being more in tune with the different things that are happening, but it's taking away from time that the things that we actually should be invested in.
Yeah. I mean,
We don't walk on the beach. When was the last time you saw people actually walking on the beach?
Boy,
Like, and talking and actually feeling the sand underneath their foot. People sitting down in a conversation where there were no phones, no laptops, no iPads, no nothing inside. They were just actually sitting down, looking into each other's face, in their eyes,
talking.
and talking. When was the last time that we ourselves actually did it?
I used to do it.
I mean, with the spouse.
With anyone, even with your children, you put everything
That's
down,
true.
you turn off the TV, and you actually talk.
Actually, I did it. Here's the thing. I did it. I promised my kids I'd take them to the beach yesterday, right? And when I got home, there's like, Daddy, we ready? They
Don't get twisted.
They had
You
on their-
They
they had on
just-
their
they just
swimsuits
hold
ready.
you
They had on their
promises,
swimsuits ready. My wife calls me and she's like, Mike, who was messing with the little bow in the car? They destroyed it. She's like, I don't think you should take him to the beach because they destroyed it. And I went and I was like, listen, who messed with the bow in the car? Madison's like, Morgan did it. I was like, well, we can't go to the beach. And I thought about it 2 minutes later. I was like, that's not right. I was like, oh, let's go to the beach. Went to the beach. We had an awesome time. I mean, what was cool, I didn't go in. They didn't care. But they had an awesome time. And I'm glad I took them to the beach. You see what I'm saying? So yesterday it was we connected.
Yeah.
Yesterday, and when we got home, they still wanted to play hide and seek. I couldn't figure it out. Like, you were tired?
No, but see, that's it.
That's a high for them.
Yeah, and then when you connect in that way, you want more of it.
Yeah. So, like I was gonna say, growing up, that's what my dad used to always do. He used to always get us to the beach, and he would be dog tired because my father worked 2 jobs. He was a security officer at the schools, and he would go out and hack in the evenings. And this is during the time when the hackers, when the hackers got killed or whatever the case is. So of course we were petrified, but my mom and my dad was like, My dad is a soldier.
Money after me.
And he was like, buddy, I secure. If God decided that's how I can go, then guess
And
what?
that's so
That's how I can
big.
go. And
Clara.
And,
Honestly, speak into the mic, Mike. Not your bedroom voice.
sorry, Clara. and so, if he tells you he take it to the beach, he'll go sleep, but he can wake up. He can like, okay, let's go, and he'll go on the beach and go sleep again because he's tired. But and I asked him like when I was a little bit older, I was like, Daddy, well, if you're tired, why?
Because it's
Why?
important.
He said, because I gave you guys my word, and I'm gonna keep that.
Yeah, but that's so
That's a
important.
big
And that's
deal.
it. And I thought about it, and I'm like, wow. And so even me and my kids now, if I tell them I can do this,
Yeah.
even if it slips from memory, I can call them and say, baby, I forgot. I say, I can come in there tomorrow. I come in. Because I want them to be able to trust what I say. And with what you said about the beach, I think a lot of parents don't realize how, as a parent,
It's therapeutic.
at home, you're a parent. On the beach, you're no longer a parent. You're now dad. Like you're just there.
Things
Oh, no, we had a good time.
Yeah, and
You
it's
know?
like a lot of the little playful stuff that they can't do in the house, they can now do. They could run up and jump on your back and do all these other things, and it's just fun.
But you never realize it because, like I said, I think in an unhappy situation that I was in, my thing was get them the video games that they like. You know what I'm saying? They have Wii 2, this, that, the next, whatever, Switch, and all these other things like that. And I think a lot of times that's what we do. We get caught up in those things and the monetary things that make us happy. Right. And that was my thing with the kids. You work hard. If I have to work hard, I'm going to make sure I can give them certain things so that they can be happy. And then I got into this new situation. He's like, yeah, none of that. He's like Wildlife Bill, right?
But here's the thing.
And he
though.
actually will go outside.
But here's the thing.
And I'm sponsoring and stuff on that. I don't do the outside thing. And strangely enough, I was like, he's like, has the kids ever been fishing? I was like, fishing? You mean like on the game? Yeah, man. No.
No, with the line
like
and
with
the
the
hook.
line and bait. That's like, well, no. And actually, we did it, and I thought that they would hate it, and they were like, "Can we do this on Easter break?" Like nobody caught anything, but I think there was no TV, there was no phone.
Just
Everybody was just focused on each other, and we were laughing and talking.
Yeah, that's good, isn't it?
And it felt so good. And then you get home and you're tired and everybody kind of retires, but you look back and you're like, that was a great day.
Or you just look at watch them.
No money was involved, no spending, no begging, no anything. It was just, like he said, the human element and being in touch with each other again. That
being able to
meant,
teach them little things.
and spending, and them seeing a healthy relationship too, and us interacting that way. So
you might have wanted caught a fish.
listen to me. I have to post it up in here now. I have to but
that fish wasn't gonna eat.
No.
That's gonna be a trophy.
But it just means a lot.
Because it goes back, and I'm thinking about Lollipop Love and what it does for the human connection.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And something as simple as a lollipop.
Yeah.
No trophy, nothing big from Apex, nothing that is engraved. It's just from one human being to another to say, I appreciate you. And here's something sweet for you. We've lost touch with that. Everything has to be these grand acts. When women have now subscribed to this thing where he got to buy me a big ring, it's jewelry. And it ain't necessarily, sometimes it ain't about them, it's what other people are going to think about what was received. It has nothing to do with necessarily what they see.
And,
do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's small things.
Yeah. And we don't let kids be kids.
No, because we
No.
we forgot what it was like for us to be children and what that meant to us, like just going to the park and swinging and those kinds of things, just taking walks together. Everything has to be these grandiose dinners.
You ever took a turtle for a walk?
No.
Me and my kids did it the other day. I thought
Where?
it was the weirdest thing. I mean, just in the yard.
Relax, the turtle just come back
We
to
just
life.
took it out of the water.
Okay.
And he went for a walk.
We walked the turtle. We walked alongside the turtle.
But that's time spent and time enjoyed.
It sounds weird. No, it's weird.
It was a long walk.
Yeah,
that's about 6 hours to get from here to the dog. You know what I'm saying?
A long.
But it was
walk.
cool. I mean, and the thing is, I have a connection with every single one of my kids, and it's different. Like my oldest daughter, we're freaks for superheroes.
Okay.
So this new one that's coming out, Thor versus the Hulk or something like that.
What? When are coming out?
But I don't know. But we was talking about it last night. She sent me the video.
I gotta watch that.
And we talked about it for an hour. And just last night she's like, well, you can go in. You know what I'm saying?
That's
And, you know, as a Hulk man, you know.
I'll
you know,
get win that.
Huh?
I'll get win that.
See, that's what she said. You know what I'm saying? So it was fun. I enjoyed the conversation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that human connection is so important, especially in relationships. We've lost it.
I agree.
You know, we've lost it.
Even with going out, something as simple as a movie.
Drive.
We don't do. Yes. No lie. Like that used to be a thing for me. You just get in the car. You ain't gotta be no clothes or nothing.
No.
Got on little shorts. That might be actually a great reactive. But you got on just like a tank and little shorts. You get in, you say,
like that. DD.
To me, I get that.
That's usually something you would say, right? That's this chairman. But seriously, you say, where we going? I don't know.
Nowhere.
Let's just go. You go on the strip and you look at it, like the plants. You ever been on the boardwalk that's across from Bahama?
They made
have
some
like
more.
Yeah, they have like the little turtles in there and all the different plant life. That is something so fantastic to do with your lover or with your husband. You just go for a walk and park the car and just walk on that pathway and you look at the different flowers, the palms that are ingrained in the sidewalk. You put your fingers through it, you feel it together, you kind of talk, and you actually relax a little bit.
You know where they have another one, you know, on we'll start off of Fayette Avenue.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I don't know exactly the name of it, but I saw it. I saw when they were putting it up.
They have that one there, and then they have a new one now right opposite COB, the new COB, the UB campus.
Yeah.
They just built the walkway around those. And the thing with the one off of Fayette Avenue, you can actually walk through, and they have like little where Rubus is right off the highway.
I know
As soon as you come off the highway,
about.
and you take that left. What that corner is the name? What that lane that road is?
Yeah,
Anyway,
no idea.
Yeah, not Cowpen Road. Fire Trail. I think it's Fire Trail.
Perhaps.
When you come off the highway, heading towards Fayette Avenue. When you reach by Rubus by the roundabout, you take that left. Right when you take the left by the gas company. Right by the gas company, when you put it into the gas company on the right hand side, they have a walkway there. And if you go through it, they actually have little blocks. But they tell you what type of plants it is and what they're used for, where they came from. They have ducks in the
like
pond.
that grows in Freeport. You've been there before?
Yes.
I've never been there.
You've never been there? I used to go there quite a bit as a kid, and it was an amazing experience. I can remember, I remember going there a lot.
But even going, like living in Grand Bahama, taking a ride out West End.
Right.
And West End is, some people say, oh, it's undeveloped, and
that's the good thing.
That's the wonderful part about it is, right? You go there and there are people that live right on the water and they make like the little salad or they got the little fritters. Chicken Nest is there and they make like the fried fish they call it pancake.
Yes.
Well, listen to me. There's nothing.
I got a moment just now. I was like,
yes.
I had that. You don't understand it. It's like back to island life, just like flour, maybe a little sugar and water, pop, and they do that with a little butter, with
just
fish
like how
fried
Americans
dry.
into that chicken and waffles.
That's how it is down there.
With the fish and the pancakes.
And you see couples are down there like on a Saturday evening, on Sunday.
Off the chicken.
That's
like
what you
that
do.
Combination, I don't know. But
I don't know who thought about it. They must have ran out of bread one day and they did it. Listen,
and they are stuck with it.
That's them like them.
No, that's what they're known for. It's like sweet pancakes. They're crisp and just a little bit of butter on it. We're back to just the barest things.
Oh,
and who do you see down there? You see husbands and wives, girlfriends and boyfriends. They won't get out of the city. They won't get out of Freeport, and they just go down there for a drive together. You see everybody car park up, doors open,
just chilling.
Everybody hailing each other. They're sitting by the waterside, holding hands, talking. It's an awesome experience.
And I got to show you something. Those relationships, they strong. I telling
you, because now you start to look forward to it. We're going on our regular drive on Saturday, right?
Definitely.
You put up one little $10, and you're away from the kids. Sometimes you just go for that drive, and as you're driving, it's just basically undeveloped land. Sometimes going down there past 8 Mile Rock. I just call it bush for days. That's all you see on both sides of you.
Yeah.
After you pass a certain point in Holmes Rock,
right,
and you continue to go down, it's just plants,
right.
You see different plants, little soursop, little this, that, whatever else like that. But the breeze blowing through your hair, and you're all in the car. You got old school music playing, and you just
trying to make sure.
talking. No, man. We just leave them home. We ain't one
Old
another.
school music and breeze blowing and dance type of
But it's good, and you don't need a bunch of money to do it. You don't need no Facebook. You don't need Instagram. You don't need Twitter. You don't need anything. You just have you
and them,
and you're connecting.
And whether people believe it or not, but that's the most powerful combination.
I'm trying to tell you.
I told you I ran into this couple when I used to drive taxi, and I think I told Candy about it.
No, you told us about it a couple of times. I think it's the one where they moved away
to Switzerland.
Yeah,
and he said, and when I saw them, I actually thought that they were dating.
When all you have is each other.
He was like, "No, we've been married for like almost 30 years." And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "How?" Because of course you expect turbulence. And he's like, "When we moved to Switzerland, we couldn't speak the language, so every time we ran into a problem, we had to talk to each other. We had to come together by ourselves and figure it out." He said, and then 3 years in, we were not having arguments, we were having discussions. He said, and then 2 years after, 5 years after being there, we didn't have no more arguments. Everything was always very easily resolved because there was no outside influence from mom or best friend or this one or that one. He said, and then when we came back, we was over there for like 10 years plus. When we came back, we were just so comfortable with each other till even when we went to family functions, we would be there for like a half an hour to an hour, and we look at each other like, okay, yeah,
we're ready to go.
It's time to go.
So, is that what we're saying today? Then that we
need more connection with each other rather than
strip away some of these other complications, some of these distractions, and get back to each other.
Yeah.
But the question is, how do you do that? You know, how do you do that?
Cut off your Facebook.
It's not as easy to say.
One day.
I don't even think here's the thing though. I mean, with cutting off the Facebook.
It would for a lot of people. It would, Mike. If you take away some of these women's phone for 3 days,
I understand that, but I understand that. But I said we're so conditioned. We're so conditioned now. Do we actually know how to have a conversation?
No,
unless we're typing it on the phone.
That's the problem. No,
people actually speak the way that they type.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
And the way that they type, they speak. You see how it is. Everything is so quick. Everything is abbreviated. We're so lazy where we don't even want to say the entire word anymore. I mean, it's become crazy.
So instead of you laughing, you'd be like, oh, LOL.
LOL. Exactly. When, like, you're sitting in front of me, right? You could just laugh. LOL. Like that's how bad it has gotten. Like, why can't we just strip away some of this foolishness? When last you heard about like a family day? Aside from like Red Cross Fair and certain things that have always been.
Have you heard about a family actually planning a reunion or just a day that they can take out? The holidays are coming up.
I mean, do we still have family reunions?
No,
not really. When was the last time we got family together? Like, I'm
funerals or weddings.
That's what I'm saying. Funerals and weddings and maybe Christmas time is when people get together. We don't get together as families anymore. And you say, you know what? Every other weekend or at least one weekend in a month, let's have a dinner. Let's have a potluck. Everybody bring something and let's sit down and let's catch up with each other. It's never done until somebody dies or is getting married.
I can't cook. I can bring ice.
That's all you can bring?
That's it.
But we need cool drinks. What's wrong with that?
I bring the straws.
All right, well, that's not
Don't go anywhere with Mikey and Dave. Thanks. And I don't need Facebook for that. I can just
not a problem.
A reminder. But I think that's really the message that we really wanted to bring forward today. Social media is fantastic. It is a great tool for a lot of things. TV, all of these things are, but I think it has its place, and I'm not certain that relationships is the place where we want it to be.
No.
It's unnecessary. Yeah, great. You're proud to be with this person or whatever, but instill that pride within the personal time that you guys have together. Everything does not have to be put forward. Everything does not have to be photographed. That's what makes it such an enriching experience, that you have that memory that you share together, not that you shared with 10,000 viewers. It's something that you guys shared and just you two were there. Do you remember when we went to so-and-so? It doesn't have to be where everyone has to know everything that you're doing. Strip that away and actually be quiet and invest in who it is that you're with or you're trying to get to know.
Remember, watch this. A lot of people would say that they want to build a relationship, but they're so focused on social media on their statuses and what people think about such and such. They don't spend time to get to know the person that they're supposed to be trying to build a relationship with. If your friends say, "Oh, girl, yeah, he look good," that's a good one for you. Then, as far as you're concerned, that's the one.
No, I determined that from his Facebook page. I go on that, and I didn't read everything, his color on there, what he like, where he's go. I don't have to ask him nothing because I just go on his page.
Just post a few positive messages.
Got him.
Humanity, yeah, buddy.
No, seriously, that's how it's become. People don't ask each other anything. Like, remember when you used to go on dates and it used to be actually about, so like, what do you do for a living? What do you enjoy? And you actually had to say, it wasn't just about what your pictures dictated. It's about who you actually are. No one is doing it. No one's doing it anymore. And that's why we have these relationships where people have no idea who they've been in a relationship with.
Even though they've been with for 5 years.
Yeah, no clue.
You know, it's so funny. A lot of people don't realize that a lot of times when you don't get hired for a job,
that's exactly
what you post
on your social media.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know that? You realize that?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
A lot of people don't know that, but that's, me. I've been in a lot of hiring processes, and I automatically go to their Facebook pages.
Remember,
drunk weekend at Bernie's. Okay,
I actually
not hiring.
I actually did an interview 2 days ago, and first of all, you look at the appearance of the person, and you don't want to judge by that, right?
No.
So you sit down, you talk, and I asked the guy, I was like, "Well, can you bring me a police record?" He's like, "Yeah, but I have to go to court tomorrow." Because I was at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Wow.
I was like, okay.
That's the my side.
You understand? So it's yeah.
But don't call us, we'll call you.
And then the thing is, you go to their first Facebook page to see what type of person they are.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's natural. Not every company does it.
One minute why I laugh when you guys started to say that. Me and Candy Baby show My Crazy Ex. There was a guy on it. He was dating this woman who he had gotten fired from his job. He was in some sort of advertising something. Mm-hmm. And of course, he went out with his friends and he was drunk, talking about his boss. Oh, there's people this, that, and the third, and whatever. And his friends recorded him.
Right.
And I think they sent it to...
They posted it.
No, they sent it to his email. So they could see. So they could show him how he looks.
When he's being belligerent.
And being an idiot. So he started dating this girl. I think dated for a while. Things split up. He was a gamer. Mm-hmm. And he said he was one of those guys who used the same password for his email address, his game password, his everything. The girl hacked his account, hacked his email.
Well, she ain't hacked. She just gone.
Right. But she gone into his email, got that, and posted that online on I think his Facebook page or something. He went to get a job someplace else, and the gentleman sitting there, and the interview went well. He's like, okay, so what do you think about bosses? And he's stuck. He's like, that's a weird question. Like, blah, blah, blah. So the man does that. He goes on the Facebook, turns it up, and then he turns the computer around and slides it to him. And he's watching himself now on the computer, drunk as a bat, talking about how his boss is a dirty so-and-so and lousy such and such. Yes. And the boss is the interviewer is just looking at him, staring at him. He's like, I'm trying to explain this well, but and the man said exactly, he's like, well, anyway, we have your resume on file.
Yeah, thanks.
Don't call us.
We'll call you.
We'll call you. And you know what that means.
But that's just
Don't worry about it.
What we give to the world, you can't take back. And I don't think a lot of times we really consider how these things affect us, how they affect our relationships. We just have no consideration to those things. And I think we need to start taking consideration of those things.
We do, especially as parents, because a lot of the things that we put there, we fail to realize that's the internet, that's there for
it's going to be there forever. Your children now get to go back and they get to know another side of you. And even though it is something that you may have said was a mistake, whatever it is, you deleted, it's never gone.
No, someone has it. It's
going to come back up. I mean, so I just would love to see people being more, we see parents that are having sex videos that are out there. And can you imagine being a child of someone and these are the things they're passing around? When you look at it, it's your mom. You know what I mean? It's your dad. Like, seriously, we have to be a more conscious people and we have to be more responsible for the things that we do, the things that we say. We have to realize that, someone's listening, someone's watching at all times, someone's videotaping.
Someone's
absolutely. And then right after that, someone's posting.
Yeah.
Someone's posting. I mean, look at it, the United Airlines. That happened, and like a couple of years back, that would have not been as nasty as it is right now.
What happened?
What happened? Well, he would know. He's in that field. The guy got on United Airlines, and apparently they overbooked the flight. Right?
Well, the flight wasn't overbooked. What happened they had a flight. They had
in Louisiana or something, and they needed
somewhere.
some crew members to be able to get on. So obviously there wasn't enough seats. So they're asking people to come off, and they asked the Asian guy, Dr. Doe. What was his name?
I don't remember his name.
Anyhow, there was an Asian physician on, and they asked him to come off, and no, because the next flight is tomorrow evening. So no, and whomever else, and so they actually took his head and like hit it into the armrest. They dragged him, literally like drug him off the plane. He reappears bloodied. He had to be hospitalized.
Why not just ask someone else to come?
They did. They made an announcement.
They asked, and no one was on that.
And a lot of times, what happens is, and they said the computer randomly tells you who to come off. It doesn't. The last person that checks in is usually the first person
you
off.
ask.
You see what I'm saying? I don't know if he's probably the last person.
But I've already paid for my ticket. If I decide I don't want to come,
understood. And they said it's not illegal to either overbook, or if there's a situation like that, you can ask customers, and then you can always you give them some kind of compensation. But at the point, they would have had to laid over, as well as the next flight going to where it is that this flight was going was not till the following evening or night. And so they made the announcement. Everyone's sitting there like, no.
I've been in that situation.
But they're saying that if they didn't have the crew on there, they would have had to cancel a whole other flight of people that's trying to get out from Louisiana. Either which way, it ended up in him being physically dragged like down the aisle.
And he hit his head on the seat.
He hit his head on the seat rest and all of that. He was bloodied. And what I'm saying though is that happened prior to a couple. I've heard about it, but
never seen it.
It wouldn't have been as nasty as it is. Now that they had everyone's videotaping via phone and all of that, it's open for all kinds of interpretation.
You know what that did to
I just gonna say
$250 million in stock in one day.
Actually,
dropped.
It went to 1.4 billion.
It dropped.
They dropped by 1.4 billion.
It's gone to 1.4 billion now.
Hold
on.
On.
One day. Now it dropped to what he's talking about.
So in the first day, it dropped by 200.
Yeah, but it went from the guy had just gotten the communications award that had taken over, right? What's his name? Is it Hernandez? Something of that sort.
The CEO?
He had just gotten that position, and he had gotten the communications award. He had just been able to get the union people to sign on. He was developing an excellent relationship. Everything was top.
So
he had just the unions, all the stuff with the employees. They had just finished putting all of that together. Everything was going so well for the airlines. They had started to rebrand. They were doing well with their customer base. Everything was going really well.
And then that happened.
I heard that brand.
Once that happened,
I heard that brand big
everything
time.
Is now a mess. Just that one thing it happened. I'm not saying that it's just based on social media, but because of the reactions of everybody else via social, that's how that happened.
And I ain't the suit yet.
There's going to be a lawsuit because this talks of racial profiling because he's Asian.
Not to mention the Asian market is their biggest and most important market as far as United Airlines is concerned. And that's it. As we got our own social experience. But, the point of all of this, we talked about a lot of other things, but a lot of it had to do with social and the impact thereof. Of social media and relationships of any kind and how we choose to use it. And a lot of times it's an adverse effect. So let's get back into the human experience of things. Can we? Let's get back into the connectivity, and we can only connect through disconnecting from all of the other things that we deem essential. What's more essential than the relationship between human beings? That's what you have to look at it. So
yeah.
Let's start eating dinner together again. Let's start going for walks. Let's go for drives. Let's take the children on the beach or fishing. It may sound primitive, but boy, the bonds that you'll be able to do, I think it's most necessary in the world that we're currently living in. But that does it for us. We've got another one at 11 o'clock tomorrow. It was a pleasure as always. Thank you, Dee, for coming in, as well as Magic Mike. We hope to have another conversation. And like I said, the lady wrote in reference to our convo about detachment, and she thanks the show for the lessons learned, and she's hoping that she's on a better pathway to rebridging her relationship with her husband.
Wow.
So I love to very much so. I can tell you about that.
Yeah. Don't
Don't bring it up again because he was they had him out for slaughter. But that's it for us. It was indeed a pleasure. I got a time check coming to you from Johnson's Auto Body in just a moment. So don't move, don't go anywhere. Keep it here. This is Love Jones on the very best mix of R&B music, home of the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
We got a link.
Global 99.5 FM.